one more question. It's not really on the agenda.
I don't.
But
yeah,
just
4 minutes.
Just a question. Before it's over.
Oh, it's 4 minutes?
4:06.
Yeah, 4 minutes is it.
Fred Rush. I'm sorry, Mike Rush. I'm sorry. Michael Rush, Dr. Rush. I'm sorry.
Good evening. Several things I want to address, and I'll try to be quick since I have, what, 3 minutes? 4 minutes. I'll try to be quick. A couple of questions I may ask at the end. There's an issue. First of all, I try always to contact people to talk to before coming to the board. Because I don't want to embarrass anyone. I don't want to come without going through the proper channels to try to talk. But when I don't get return calls, sometimes I have to come to the board to address some issues. Number one, transferring of staff. This seems to be a tremendous problem where a person has been teaching, a certified staff member has been teaching at a certain school or elementary school for years, and all of a sudden that person was transferred to high school or vice versa. That's an issue that has to be dealt with. I brought it to the attention of the superintendent and the board regarding paras a while ago, saying that non-instructional paras could be hired. That was questioned. Now I'm seeing that you need paras, and you don't have paras in place for some of the students we have. Had the board listened 2 months ago, the paras that you need would have been in place. One young man in particular, I checked with the mother. I went to the building today to find out the person does have a para, but the person will be leaving on Wednesday. Okay, so that's an issue, and I brought it to the attention of the district, saying that with certain people who were paras, who were good people. Coupled with that, there was a semi-brawl at the high school today. I say semi because I don't want to say a brawl, where several students were involved in a fight, an altercation, a terrible altercation. These students were last year at the Engage program. The district saw fit to bring them back to the high school without any training of staff members, and this is what's going to happen. I visited the high school 4 days. And I'm concerned about what I've seen over that period of time, especially with these students. That's one. I had Omega 13. We brought a renowned person to Lakewood on the 1st of September. I approached the superintendent, the assistant superintendent, the board attorney, passed out the information. I was sorry to see that only 3 staff members attended that. 3 certified staff. That was Mrs. Cousins, Mr. Randy Holmes, the coach, and Mr. Kravitz. I was certainly sorry to see that. We paid because we felt this person dealt specifically with African-American boys. And I was very disheartened to see that no staff members came other than the 3 people I spoke of. That was terrible. District didn't have to pay anything. It came out of Omega 13's budget, but I was very disappointed that no staff members came. The ACE program, you need to rethink keeping that in the high school. Now we're trying to save money, and everybody's in a budget crunch. When you have that many kids who are not classified but have the behavior disorder questions or experiences, you need to think about where that program is. Also, the last thing I need to address is that if we talk about district-wide Title I, and we're concerned about the dropout rate, then why do we have 30 kids in Algebra 1 at the high school? That's a no-no. They can't learn. And we're the lowest districts in the county, and half the state in our math scores. So that should not be. Now, if you guys don't know this, you should know because these are facts. The last thing, and I'll sit down, it is factual that several parents called me regarding kosher, non-kosher. Okay? That Pastor Van spoke of. Yes. A Jewish teacher told the parent, and I was going to take the parent. This is why I was trying to call people because I wanted to do it. The Jewish teacher told a parent that you cannot bring non-kosher. Now this child was on a special diet, so the parent's trying to figure out what do I need to do. This is discriminatory and it needs to be looked into. Thank you.
4 minutes and 10 seconds. And then Cardi.
I just have one question. With all the changes, and we know that a lot of people retired in the district, the question I have is, what is the expected date of having the teachers, the assistants, everyone in place so that we can have a consistent education process for the students in the class? even up to today, and I did speak to Ms. Julie, so I'm not bad-mouthing Ms. Julie or anyone, but there still seems to be a lot of confusion of schedules. Guidance counselors are changing. This is now, we're going on week 2. We have all summer to do this, so I'm just concerned that we cannot go through another year like we did last year with a bunch of stuff up in the air. And if anyone can answer that, I appreciate it.
Through the chair.
Go ahead.
Actually, one of the answers to Dr. Rush would piggyback with his question. If you look on the agenda, Karen Filkin is being transferred from central administration to the high school. Karen Filkin has been with the district since I was still suing the district. And prior to that, Karen Filkin is a learning consultant as well as a social skills coordinator, and she's being moved to the high school to facilitate the ACE children, since she has that training and background in inclusion. She handles our inclusion grant. So that's one I wanted to say to Dr. Rush, but 4 minutes. But go ahead, Dr. Sir.
With regard to the number of teachers, as you can see on the every single meeting that we've had, we're hiring the teachers as fast as we can. So I'm not aware of any missing teachers at the high school. I will look into it.
It's just the moving from one school to the other and back. It's a lot of moving.
Well, let me address that. There's a notion that if you stay in the same school and do the same thing for the 20 years, that that does offer stability. There are many positive things to that. But all teachers, all the individuals who are working have certifications which allow them to go from grade to grade, different areas, different schools. I am not a proponent that believes that if you stay in the same school, in the same grade, in the same class, you're going to necessarily get better. What I'm saying is that...
Can't have dialogue.
But that wasn't my question.
I understand.
We're not against moving whoever you have to move. We're
I
saying
think her question is clear,
when
Ms. Silva.
is the move going to
She
be
wants
done?
to know when teachers are going to be all assigned
Right.
and when the moving truck stops. Did I get it?
This is, I think it's the 6th day of school, because the first 2 weeks we had 2 days, and then last week we had 2 days. So I believe this is the 6th day of school. So it will take place, and it will be settled within this month.
Thank you. Fred Rush, I'm sorry, I did overlook. I'm sorry, Fred Rush.
Good evening. The last time I was at a board meeting, I specifically asked a question about some of the non-instructional paras. You guys, there was a motion made and you voted on it, that you take a look at it and hire some of those folks. I understand as of now you have not done that, other than the instructional paras. I'm wondering if you're going to still do that.
No, that's not correct. I'm
Okay. Then help me.
Go ahead and answer this question.
Okay. Because I think that's absurd. Like, you know, he's the president. He should let him do what he wants.
Well, actually, there's law and board policy.
Yeah. Of course, then you sue him after this. But listen, you know, so you understand the question. You understand the question. The other thing is, since you saw fit to get rid of the guidance counselor, because of whatever reason, budget cuts or seniority or whatever the case may be, I understand that there was complete chaos in the high school because the absence of the guidance counselor. Can you tell me if that's true or not?
I am not aware of any guidance counselor that was let go.
Director.
Ms. Silva, don't take the questions literally. We all understood
Yes.
guidance director, I believe.
So I'm talking about the director. You talking to the
I'm not aware of that. I can't discuss personnel issues.
No. Ms. Silva, I think what I heard was that there was some disarray in the opening of the high school. And what he was asking is, do we believe that it's related to the letting go of this position or the absence of this position? And does this have something to do with some of this chaos or some of the challenges that we're experiencing in the opening of the school?
It may have contributed.
So I assume that we're going to rectify that as soon as possible.
Yes.
Okay, and the question
And
about
the other
the
question with regard to the non-instructional paras, I interviewed 6 people, and 2 of them are on the